Hi and welcome to episode 51 of the Beks Creates podcast. My name's Beks and I'm coming to you today from a grey, drizzly Bristol where I live with my husband Paul and our very nearly 2-year-old son Jasper. It's been a really long time. I'm afraid 2025 has not been very kind to us. So I've not been able to podcast for a long time, but I have been knitting a lot, so I will have a lot to show you today. I'm not going to elaborate really on what's been happening because that's not really for here. But one thing I will say is that you might have noticed that somebody was missing from my introduction today. And very sadly, we had to have our lovely Norwegian forest cat Mufasa put down last week, which was a huge blow. It was very sad. He was a very big part of our family and a big part of our street. Not only are we really missing him, but so are all our neighbours. He really was a big presence around here. But he was an old cat. He was a rescue and he ended up having a very nice life, and he was healthy right until just the last few weeks of his life. So he did very well. So we're very sad without him, but it was the right thing for us to do. I'm sorry if there's any background noise today. Jasper and Paul are home and playing downstairs, and I can hear my neighbour's dog barking outside, so apologies for that, but hopefully you won't be able to hear it. Also a little sorry for the light. It is quite a grey day. I'm sitting right in front of the window, but I'm aware it is a little dark, but hopefully it will be okay. But I've got loads to show you, loads to tell you about. So I better crack on. I'm going to start with finished objects. This isn't everything that I've finished over the last 5 or 6 months, but it's a selection of lots of things have gone out as presents. Some things are being worn in the wash, that sort of thing, but I'll show you what I've got. So I'm going to start with my Advent project from 2025. So, 2024. I had the Indie Yarn Club Advent last year, which I didn't know much about them. I'd never had any yarn from them before, but I did know they did like really bright neon colours that were right up my street. And their Advent was really affordable. It was, I think I paid in instalments of, it was like 10 or 12 pounds for 8 months, so it was really nicely spread and very affordable. It was just yarn, there were no extras, which, you know, I don't need hundreds more stitch markers. It was perfect, and I was really pleased with it. So I was inspired by lovely Ali from the Little Drops of Wonderful podcast, and I made the Getting Ziggy shawl by Sandra of the Cherry Heart podcast. So here it is. Now it's huge. This pattern is designed to be made with maybe 2 skeins of yarn, like 200 grams, and I made this with almost 480, so it is huge. It's more of like a blanket wrap kind of thing, and you'll see in a minute I have actually got a smaller one on the go. I really enjoyed crocheting this. So as you can see, it's a chevron lacy pattern, and the colours are just fab. The colours were inspired by a type of print technique, I think. I'm pretty sure, is it called Riso printing, something like that? So the colours are really cool, and I just think they're so summery and vibrant. I love it so much, and it was just a joy to work on. You know, just wanted to get to the next colour and the next colour. I didn't do any fading of any kind because the yarns did it themselves, so I just literally used up one colour, went to the next. There was a couple of colours, I think it was around here, around the yellow-orange line, where the colours were really quite similar and they kind of weren't my favourite. So I cut a couple in the middle short, but the rest I just kept going until I ran out of yarn. And I think this pattern is supposed to have like a bit of a border up one side, I think this edge, but I didn't do that because I just wanted to have the fade. So there it is in all its glory. It's huge, and it's really nice for like wrapping up on the sofa. It's just really cozy, and I thought actually it will be really nice for outside in the summer, like summer evenings. It was fingering weight, so it's nice and light. But yeah, just a really, really great pattern. I loved it. So yeah, as you'll see in a minute, I am working on another one. Okay, now a very long-term whip that I managed to get finished a little while ago was this Boneyard shawl by Stephen West. Another really big one. This one I didn't love making it. I don't really love knitting on bigger needles, and I don't know, it's just a bit grey and boring really, but I'm glad I did stick with it. I used drop something, sorry, can't remember, it was such a long time ago, but if you look back in my previous episode it will say there, held with the, oh god, sorry, my brain, Make It Tweed. Who is that by? Is it Rico? No, it might be. Make It Tweed. Again, all details in the previous podcast. Anyway, I finished it, and actually, you know, it's really chunky. It's a lovely big shawl, and it's just really neutral, so it would go with any coat. It is so snuggly. I do really like it. I think I will get loads of use out of it, but unfortunately I finished it, you know, just in time for the warmer weather, so that one will have to wait. But I love having new shawls and new socks ready for the autumn winter. It's a nice little treat, isn't it? So that's that one. Then this is actually my most recent finished object, and it was a very quick knit. I think, how long did it take me? Just over a week to knit. Wasn't very long at all, and it is the Hazel slipover by Along-a-Beck Anna. Sorry, it's a little creased because I have worn it, but I knit it in sorry, out of practice, very rusty, Yarn Smith's Merino DK, which is from Wool Warehouse. Real bargain yarn. At the moment it's £2.99 for 50 grams, and this took 7 balls, so 350 grams. So, you know, it's a bargain. It's, you know, I'd love to use hand-dyed yarn every time, but I can't always afford it, so this is a really good option. And yeah, I knit it. I fancied making a slipover, but I've never been quite sure it's kind of my style. But I wanted to give it a go, and I thought, well, if the yarn's cheap, you know, just give it a go. You might like it, and if you don't, you can give it to somebody else. But I do really like it. I'm really pleased with it. The pattern was lovely. It's got this really nice folded neckline, which just makes, I think it just finishes it so nicely. It looks nice on it, sits nicely, and it feels nice. The sleeves, the armholes are like really relaxed, so like it looks really sort of drapey and casual, and yeah, it just looks really nice, sort of tucked into high-waisted jeans or something like that. I've been wearing it over the top of this Breton actually, and it does look really good, so yeah, pretty pleased with that. And I would definitely make another one. Yeah, I think I might make a size down if I made it again, because I think I made the 3rd size, and I think the positive ease is built into the measurements, but it did block out really huge, so I think I would be tempted to maybe go down a size if I made another one. I think I'd make some like darker colours maybe for the autumn if I made it again. Now this is, you've probably seen this as a work in progress because this was from a while ago. This is the Gelato cowl by my lovely friend Rachel of Twin Set and Pearl. It's a crochet and knit pattern, so you knit the rib, crochet the main body, and then finish off with another knitted rib. And this is knit in yarn that was dyed by my lovely friend Gaynor for Lay Family Yarn, and it's called Herkle Durkle. I expect you've all seen it. It's not showing up well at all. It's just a very, very pale pink with lovely tiny delicate little speckles of sort of blues, pinks, oranges. It's very, very delicate. Sorry, it's so hard to show up in this light, but you can see that it's just delicate and lovely. And And again, really lovely pattern. It was super quick, sits really nicely. Yeah, so another one that would be really wearable. I've made some of these for gifts actually for Christmas, and they went down a storm. Yeah, just nice and easy to wear really. So that's another one. Then I discovered a new pattern by Amy Loudon, which came out a while ago, called the Cambridge hat. And again, really lovely pattern. It's just a 2x2 ribbed hat, and it's got these really nice rapid increases which make this really nice crown. And it was just really simple. It's in DK. This yarn is, oh, what's the colour? Sorry, I'm so rubbish at this. It's Bird Street yarn, Mallard, there we go. I get there in the end, don't I? It's Mallard by Bird Street yarn, and this is on their extra fine merino DK with neps, and it's just lovely. I made a little one for Jasper, which he's lived in over the cold months, and I made this one for myself, but I don't think it really suits me, so I think this one might be on the present pile. It's just not quite the right shape for me. I think I need a bobble for some reason. I've got quite a big head, so I don't know if I kind of need the bobble to balance it out. I'm not sure. It just didn't suit me, so, but you know, that's always going to go down well as a gift. And again, just a lovely, lovely quick knit. Can really recommend the pattern. Amy's patterns are just so well written. She really thinks about the detail and really helps you along. So I'd really highly recommend the Cambridge hat. Then socks. So I hatched a plan in January because I rarely need more socks. I've always got loads. If I need any, I need shorties. Paul had like a million pairs of socks for Christmas and birthday, so he doesn't really need any new socks. But I always like to have a pair on the needles, so I actually decided to make some for my goddaughter Freya, she's 10 in October, but she's very tall. She's nearly as tall as me, and her feet are nearly as big. And for her birthday at the end of October, I quite often like make or buy her some kind of advent calendar so that she can use it, you know, a few weeks after her birthday, and she gets a gift every day in December, and you know, it's just a nice thing. She really enjoys it. So I decided that this year what I'm going to do for her is try and make 12 pairs of socks that she can have every other day, and then just maybe do like a little chocolate or something on the days in between. So what I'm doing, I'm actually making the socks to fit her mum, because that way she can wear them, and then when she grows out of them, her mum can have them, because she will grow out of them because she is only 10, but that's fine because they both love hand knit socks anyway. So the first pair I made were this one. So I've been trying to use up some stash to do this. So this yarn here is, oh, it's so gorgeous. I love this yarn. It's California Dreaming by Jen at Castle View Yarns. Such gorgeous colours. It's just like me in a skein of yarn that I love it. And then there wasn't quite enough, so I did some colour blocking. I used this, which I believe is Piglet by Bird Street Yarn, and the toes were, I think they were a mini from Bird Street Yarn, like a set, so I don't think they were like, oh no, was it? No, it might be Parma. It might be Parma by Bird Street, I'm not sure. One of their lilacs anyway. So I just thought they were really cute and fun. So that was her first pair. And then her second pair, my goodness, I'm causing carnage in this room. Her second pair, I used up a skein of like commercial yarn that I just had in stash for a while. I think it was, oh, what's the Sirdar one called? Is it Head Over Heels, or is that Stylecraft? Stylecraft Head Over Heels, I want to say, in this amazing rainbow colour. And because it was self-striping, I did a magic heel so as not to interrupt the stripe sequence. And yeah, they were just vanilla, really quick and fun to knit. I think she'll really like those. She loves bright colours. So there are two of those. And then, what's the third pair? Oh, I know where the third pair. Oh, I've left loads of stuff over there. I'm so disorganised. Hold the line coolers. No, they're on the shelf. Sorry, honestly. I don't turn up for 5 months and then I come back with this carnage. Right, so yeah, the third pair are these. The yarn, I think, might be Leg Warmers by Bird Street. It's an old colour that they don't do anymore. But I had most of a skein in stash, so I used that. And I did the Hermione's Everyday pattern for the leg and foot. I just did a slip stitch heel with a garter edge, a rounded toe. This is actually the braided toe from my which sock pattern? That Precious Skein pattern, and a 2x2 rib. So there's 2 of those as well. I think a lot of these socks will end up being vanilla, but every now and again I might do a little pattern pair, see what I feel like really. Before Christmas I went on a bit of a kick making myself some like ribbed sort of sporty socks. Can't remember why, I just like them. So I'm actually wearing a pair today. I'll see if I can show you in a second. These were one of the pairs. This yarn is so fun. This is by my lovely friend James at James Makes Yarn, and this is his Tamagotchi colourway, which is just so bright and fun, and it's on the zebra base. And as you can see, I did 2x2 rib for the whole sock, which actually wasn't bad. I didn't mind it at all. I put in 2 stripes of just a random neon pink mini that I had. I don't know where it was from, I'm afraid. I actually did a ribbed heel so that it carried on, which I really like. It hugs my foot really nicely. And another braided toe. So yeah, really pleased with those. 2 of those as well, just for proof, you know. And then I'll try and show you the ones I've got on because they're such a pretty colour. These are the ones I got on. Again, they are James Makes Yarn. The colourway I think was called Delicate, I want to say. Yeah, I think it was. And yeah, I love them. They just fit really nicely, really hug your foot. I didn't find them annoying to knit. I know some people don't like knitting rib, but I didn't have a problem with it, so it was all good. And my final finished object, I can't remember if I showed these or not, but I will show you again. This was actually my latest pattern design back in November, and I was really pleased. The launch went really well. Lots of people bought the pattern, and I've seen so many lovely pairs being knit and shared on Instagram. It was lovely to see. I'm really glad people are enjoying the pattern. So these are my Liberty Lace mitts. So I designed the Liberty Lace socks 2021, I want to say. And the pattern, the lace pattern is so lovely. It looks so intricate, but it couldn't be easier. It's so simple. So I wanted to put them on a mitten. The sock features this pattern running down the back and this running down the front. So I wanted to kind of echo that in the mitts. These are made from alpaca silk cashmere from Bird Street Yarn in the kelp colourway, and this yarn is just dreamy. It's so soft, it's just beautiful, so drapey. It's lovely to knit with, so it's so warm and snuggly on your hands. The pattern's quite adaptable, so if you wanted to make the mitts longer or shorter, you can do that quite easily. And yeah, they're a really quick knit and use very little yarn. So the pattern is available in my Ravelry store, which is Beki Dickson Designs. I'll put all the details down below, and podcast viewers always have access to 20% off discount code, which is podcast20, and you can use that on any of my patterns at any time. So there we go. So that's that. So those are all my finished objects. I will show you my whips. I don't have actually loads of whips today. I've been sort of semi-monogamous, I would say. I'm really into knitting garments at the moment, which I'm really enjoying. I go through phases. I either I'm really into knitting garments, or I'm not interested at all. There's no in between. So I will start with the garment I'm currently knitting, which is very, very nearly finished. It will be finished today. And that is my current favourite, the Lento sweater by Yona Helen for Liner magazine. Such a great sweater, just a very simple raglan. It's got a really lovely folded collar detail. Again, I really love a folded collar, so it looks really professional, sits really nicely. I think it's just such a nice finish. It's got quite a lot of positive ease built in, so it's a nice relaxed fit, and it's not too cropped. I don't like crop jumpers, they're not me at all. But not too long either. So I've done one whole sleeve, and as you can see, I think I've just done the first round of rib on the cuff, so we're very nearly there. I've got my markers there, because what I always do with sleeves is mark on the first sleeve where I've put the decreases, and then move the marker from one sleeve to the other, so I know I've done exactly the same number without having to count. Yeah, and the yarn is once again Yarn Smith's Merino DK. So this sweater actually used the same number of balls, or will do, I think, by the time I finished it, as the Hazel slipover, because the gauge is so loose. It's really quite an economical sweater to make. I made another one in Sassy by Bird Street Yarn, and that actually only used 3 skeins of DK for like the 3rd size, I think. This one's used a bit more, so obviously my gauge must be slightly different, even though I used exactly the same needles, but there we go. This yarn is in the shade Duck Egg, and it is 50 grams, which is 110 meters, and it's 100% merino. So it's just lovely. It's really soft, real bargain, $2.99 a ball. Like I said, this is the 7th ball, and I think, hang on, I've got this much left and a cuff to do, so I probably might just have to break into it a tiny bit. But yeah, it's pretty good. Not too heavy on the yarn, yeah. So really enjoy knitting that. It's such a nice knit. It's quite easy, like you don't end up looking at the pattern a lot, which is great. I've got that living in this bag, which I had for Christmas from my mum and dad, from the Treadling Woman. I think Claire got this bag for me at I can't remember the name of the show, the one that's in Newton Abbot. She got me that one, which is very cool. And yeah, I like the strap on this bag too. It's a nice usable bag. It's like a really fine needle cord. It's really nice. So that's that one. Moving on to my next whip, which is in this gorgeous bag by lovely Becca, Moth and Found. Becca makes these bags from sort of upcycled fabrics, so it's a really great, she's got a really great ethos, and the bags are just stunningly made, and I will tell you about an opportunity to get one of Becca's bags very soon. So in this bag is a big project that I've been working on for a while, and it is, let me find it, the Vignette wrap by Helen Stewart. It was one of her knit vent patterns, but I just bought this one separately, and it's a really gorgeous, very big wrap with garter stitch and sort of a feather and fan kind of pattern. Very easy, easily memorizable, and I'm knitting this all in Bird Street yarn. I should have said at the top of the episode that all my Bird Street yarn is ad gifted, because Claire is my sister, so because we are family. Sorry, I'm just noticing there was a pull in it then. Because I'm family, I need to say that she does give me a lot of her yarn, and I am advertising basically. So so this was really special yarn because before Christmas I dyed up my own colourway at Bird Street, and that was for their to me from me boxes at Christmas time, and my yarn was called Beks Creates, and here it is there. It was actually called Beks Creates Christmas, but they're just calling it Beks Creates now. And it was based on a picture, but it's this sort of very pale corally pink with splashes of like a turquoisey blue, limey green, some little speckles of orange. It's just really fun, really pastel-y and gorgeous. And John designed some other colourways to kind of go with it into a fade, so I've used those. So I've written down the colours because I knew I wouldn't be able to remember all of them in which order, so let me find them. Here we go. So number 1, the blue one, was Ice Cream Parlour. So that's this one. So it's kind of very similar to Beks Creates, but bluey. So like quite heavily variegated. Then the next one is this one, which is called Kaleidoscope, which is the same sort of colours, but just more of a plain base with speckles. And then I went to the Sweetest Thing, which is kind of the pink version of that colourway. So just a pale pink background with the different colour speckles on. And now I've just started the Beks Creates. So I'm almost up to decreasing now. So it's kind of cool because it's sort of half and half. I thought it was quite fun. And it's going to be really big. I've actually done it smaller than the pattern suggests because the pattern suggests 5 skeins of yarn and I'm using 4. But I think it would just be lovely like that. It's so nice. And I love a big shawl. So I can't wait to get that finished and get wearing it next winter. But yeah, there's no rush to finish that because it is very big and very warm and I won't be wearing it for a while. And then my final work in progress currently is another Getting Ziggy shawl by Sandra Paul. And this time I am doing it in 2 skeins of Bird Street yarn that I had in my stash. This peachy colour is Sassy and just an undyed, and they are both alpaca silk cashmere, so it's got a lovely halo and just gorgeous drape. It's so lovely. It's going to be so soft. So I'm just going to be going until both skeins of yarn are used up, so it will be smaller than my other one, a bit more wearable, but I just think that's going to be so pretty and I just love those colours so much. It's just so soft. This yarn, it's a yarn they find they don't sell very much online because you have to feel it to love it. So I mean, trust me, order it online, or if you see them in person, it's really worth a go because it's just such beautiful yarn. So lovely. So that's the whips and the finished object. So now I do have quite a few acquisitions to share with you because it's been a long time. I had a birthday and Christmas, so there's all sorts. So first of all, I was just going to show you these socks. These were given to me from Claire for my birthday. She made them on her sock machine and they are made in the Beks Creates colourway, which is so fun. And I've not worn them yet. I've been keeping these since November. It's nearly 6 months since my birthday and I've kept them to show you. So now they can go into my collection. I can't wait to wear them. So yeah, it just looks amazing knit up. I love it. I'm so proud of this colourway. It was so fun dyeing it too. I hope all the people who got the boxes loved it. So that's that one. Now, for the last 3 months, I decided to get the Spectrum Fibre Gemstone Club, which I don't often do, but I just fancied a bit of a treat, and I've never had many of Bryony's yarns before, and they're just right up my street, sort of the bright neons, really pretty. So I got the first 3 months of the Gemstone Club. I have stopped now. I was very tempted to get the whole year, but I think I might go for her Advent. I'm not sure yet, but I'd really like to. So the first month, January, I've got January, February, March, so hopefully there's no spoilers here. The first month, January, was Amethyst, which is just stunning. Look at those speckles there. Oh, so pretty. I got them all on DK just because I never have much DK in my stash, so it was nice to have. Then February was Opal, which again, oh my goodness, it's just so pretty. Those colours. And this was March, which was Turquoise. Again, so vibrant. This one will make a really nice hat, I think. I don't really know what I'm going to do with them yet, but I just love them. So gorgeous. And they came with these really cool cool postcards with the gemstones on, which I loved. I could have gotten really addicted, but I couldn't allow myself. Next, I've got a few Bird Street acquisitions. This one was a gift from Claire. So myself and Claire had our friends Lucy and Rachel up from Devon to visit for the day, and we had brunch. So John dyed this colourway for us as a special treat, and it was called Town and Country Mice Do Brunch. So it's just, yeah, really cool, really lovely. So I'm going to knit something that reminds me of our lovely day together, which will be really special. And then this one, I think while we were there, Claire obviously took us up to see all the yarn, and she let us pick some, and I picked up this one because I thought it was beautiful. It's called Jay, and whenever I'm at Claire and John's house, they've always got loads of birds in their garden, and I often see jays in their garden and think how pretty they are. So this was a really nice one. I just thought it was lovely. That'd probably be socks. What have I got in here? Cool, I'm finding stuff I'd forgotten I ordered. Now this is really cool. I ordered this from my friend Anna, who is woolan.com. And I've seen these on the Grocery Girls podcast, and they just are amazing. This is the Lang Paillettes, which is like, I think that's what the Grocery Girls call Mega Bling. So it's the sequin yarn, but there's sequins like really often. I think they're like 5mm apart maybe. This is the white one. I did order the black one as well, but I've used that on a present for my mum, which she already has. But this yarn is just so cool. And just wanted to shout out for Anna, because she is a friend of mine, but she gave me such great service on this. I ordered it, and she lives very locally to me, so I offered to go and pick it up, but she actually, bless her, walked around here. It was a really cold night. She walked and delivered it the same day, which was just so kind of her. So thank you, Anna. Really great service. And if you're looking for this yarn, which is quite difficult to get in the UK, I suggest popping over to Anna's website. It's not cheap for the meterage, but what I did, I made a shawl for my mum, and I just striped it every other row so it spreads it out a bit further, and it's so effective that you don't need to do the whole thing with the sequins. You can use it as a feature or a border or something like that. So I'm going to do something nice with this one for me, I think, but I'm not quite sure what yet. So that's fun. And then I've got this yarn, which I had for my birthday. It was my birthday, wasn't it? Yes. From my lovely friends Rachel and Joe. It's from Ducky Darlings. It's called Candyland Cottage. And they said they saw it and thought of me. So I'm thinking I might make another pair of these like stripy socks, because I think this mini would look really nice as stripes at the top. Yeah. Really love it. So pretty. Can't wait to knit that one up. Then I got this one from James Makes Yarn. This is called Flitter, and it was one of James's Beanie Baby advent colours. And I saw somebody else opening it on their Vlogmas, I think. And I was like, oh, I need that yarn. So when he did a pre-order for it in January, I had to get it. So yeah. Really love it. It's so pretty. James just does the most fun colours. So again, probably going to be socks, don't know yet. I got given these by John because they are basically the colours from, they're called Ice Cream Parlour Reimagined, but they're basically the colours from Beks Creates. So they're just gorgeous. They're so pretty. So, and I can never resist a mini skein. So I don't know what I'm going to do with those, but nice to have in the stash. And then I've got these two skeins of Patterns Croy that Jo from Twin Set and Pearl gave me. I think they were from her holiday in America, if I remember rightly. She gave me 2 skeins of those. I've never knit with Patterns Croy before, so that'd be quite interesting. It's called Turquoise Stripes, so I'm going to assume it's self-striping. That might become maybe something for Jasper, or maybe socks for Paul, I don't know. And that is 2 50-gram skeins. Yeah, 2 50-gram skeins of, actually it's kind of a sport weight, 152 meters for 50 grams. So yeah, it's not a fingering weight. So that'd be fun to knit with. Yeah, so that's all the goodies. Now I have to tell you the exciting news. So in just under 4 weeks time, Claire and John are going to be running their first festival, which is unbelievable, so exciting, in Bristol. So the Big Flock is on May the 17th and 18th. It's the first like really big show in Bristol. Like, we don't get many in the southwest really, so it's really exciting. They've got an absolutely fantastic venue for it. So it's at UE, at the exhibition centre, which is very near to the motorway. It's really accessible. It's very near to the train station, just maybe a 5 or 10 minute walk. There are lots of hotels around it. I mean, it's only a less than 10 minute drive for me from home, so I'm obviously thrilled. The venue's great. It's very light, bright, airy, very modern. There's great catering there. There's going to be a barbecue, which is lovely. There's going to be lots of places to sit and knit and chat. Hopefully more than some other shows where you really struggle to find somewhere to sit down. There's going to be quiet rooms if you need a bit of a break. There are loads of really cool workshops going on, really cool. And then about 40 brilliant vendors. John's really put together very carefully a really nice selection of vendors with really awesome products. Yeah, really lovely. He's tried really hard not to have too much of the same thing. So it's just going to be a great weekend. So it's over 2 days, the Saturday and Sunday. Tickets are available now on their website, which is thebigflock.com. And you can also book places for workshops there as well. There are going to be designers there, so you can go and meet designers, look at samples of their patterns, talk to them about their patterns, buy their patterns, etc., which is just really cool. And also there's going to be a podcaster lounge, which I don't know what time yet, but there will be slots for podcasters to be in the podcaster lounge, and people can come and meet them, have a chat, maybe have a selfie. And so I will be there. I will be in the podcaster lounge at some point. I don't know when, but I will announce that on my Instagram, and I'm sure John will put a list out in advance. I know there's quite a few podcasters going to be there. If you don't already, follow the Big Flock on Instagram, so it's just the Big Flock, so you can get all the details on who the vendors are, who the designers are, the podcasters, the workshops. It's all there. It's going to be a really great, really accessible, really friendly and relaxed show, so do come along. If you're there, please come and say hi. If you can't make it to my podcaster slot, I will be at the Bird Street stand pretty much all weekend. So do come and find me. I will be there the whole time. It's just going to be a lovely time to catch up with friends, breathe yarn fumes, spend time with knitters. I'm just so excited. It's been a hard year, and this will just be such a lovely treat. So I'm really excited. I'm already saving the pennies to treat myself a bit, and yeah, it's just going to be lovely. So please come along if you're in the southwest, or even if you're not, if you're a bit further afield. Like I said, it's very easy to get to. There are 2 travel lodges very close by, so there's affordable places to stay. It's really worth coming if you can make it. So it would be lovely to see you, and let me know in the comments too if you're planning on coming. It'd be lovely to see you. I think that's everything for now. What I should have said at the beginning was feel free to follow me on Instagram. My name on Instagram is Mrs. B Diddy. My account is private, but if I can see that you're a knitter or you follow like other woolly businesses or things like that, then I will of course accept you. I just have to be careful because I'm a teacher, and also I post photos of my little boy, so you know, it's just important that I keep a bit of a check on my followers. So yeah, but you are very welcome, and I do appreciate you coming to join me. Sorry again that it's been so long since I podcast, but it won't be so long next time. And hopefully, if I don't see you before, I'll see you after the big flock, and I can tell you all about it and show you all my goodies. So I hope you have a good rest of the day, the week, wherever you are, and I will see you very soon. Bye.